Hi, it's Carissa, and I have a Christmas project today, and I'm going to be using a little snippet of this paper, which I just love so much. So I'm going to get started with this piece of very vanilla cardstock. It's cut at 2.5 by 3.5, and I'm eventually going to tie a piece of old olive ribbon on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where this ribbon kind of will end so that I don't stamp my images to that side of it. So the first thing I'll do, I'm using the tree trimming stamp set from Stampin' Up. I'm going to take my old olive ink, and this is the largest. It comes with 3 ornaments and the little string. It's kind of a cute little set. This is the largest ornament of the 3, and I'm just inking this up, and I'm going to stamp it kind of right in the middle of that space that I have left over. So right about there. And then I will get my Real Red ink, and I'm going to stamp this ornament then in Real Red, and I'm going to stamp it twice, one on either side of this other ornament. And I'm okay with it going off the paper over here. So there we go. Don't forget, when you're stamping the same image, you want to re-ink. I kind of didn't re-ink real good on that one side, and it's got a little kind of, well, we'll just call it distressed spot. This is the string that goes on top of these ornaments, and I'm stamping it in chocolate chip. Right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now I have my piece of very vanilla paper stamped the way that I want it. I'm going to set it aside for just a minute. I'm going to take my craft cardstock base, and this is all old olive, and this is from, the name escapes me of the paper pack, but I will put it on there. It's new from Stampin' Up in the Holiday Mini Catalog, and I love this for 2 reasons. Because I love the pattern, and I love that it's flocked. So it's just a fun Christmas paper. I think maybe you could even use this for Valentine's. I think it would make a great Valentine's card. So I have misplaced my tape runner. There it is. I'm going to take this piece of designer paper, and I'm going to mount it on the old olive paper. This piece of designer paper is cut at 1.5 by 4.25, and the old olive is actually cut at 2 by 4.25, so it's a little bit larger than my normal layering increments that I use. Just trying to get it on there straight. Sometimes it looks straight until you put it down, and then it doesn't look straight anymore. And I'm going to mount this flush against the edge of the card over here. So I will just put my snail adhesive on the back of this. Yes, I know, probably more adhesive than I need. And I kind of like to use my nails sometimes to help me guide my paper into the right spot. But I want that edge nice and flush, so. Okay, so there's that part. Now I'm going to bring my piece of stamped very vanilla cardstock back over, and I'm going to mount it on a piece of Real Red cardstock that's cut at 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, so it's just a 1/4 inch larger. Put that on there. And on this designer paper, it may be a little more of the true white than it is the vanilla, but because of the color scheme I was using, I chose to use vanilla on this piece right here. It still looks really good, and the colors to me are not that off. It could go either way. I'm going to go ahead and stamp. This is the Merry Christmas stamp from Teeny Tiny Wishes. And if you're a beginning stamper and you need a bunch of sentiments, I would recommend this stamp set. It has one for every holiday, it seems like. Birthday, I believe there's an anniversary, there's Halloween, there's stuff that says sweet treats and all kinds of stuff. So it's, in my opinion, it's a really good one to start off with to get a bunch of sentiments. So I'm going to tie a piece of old olive ribbon. So I'm going to... Okay, so I got my old olive ribbon tied on here, and I decided that I wanted to add some sponging on here to give it kind of an aged and distressed look. So I'm just going to slide my ribbon right off, leave it tied. And I'm going to take the Close to Cocoa ink, not the chocolate chip. I want it a little bit lighter than the chocolate chip. And I'm just going to go around this edge. Now, had I thought of this beforehand, which I didn't, I would have done this before I even mounted it on the Real Red cardstock. But I didn't, so... You improvise when stuff like this happens to get the look that you want. And I'm just lightly kind of sponging on there. And then I'm going to add some sponging also to the card base around this craft edge. I don't think I'm going to go over the designer paper with this. So I'll just go around the edges here. It just adds, to me, sponging just adds a little dimension to the card. It helps it look, the colors not look so flat. It adds like a depth to it. And then maybe I'll just do it a little on this edge over here. Okay, I like that. I'm going to try to hit this edge right here. There we go. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And I'll just slide my ribbon right back on here. Sometimes to do this you kind of have to bend your cardstock to get it back up on there. Just trying to slide it down. It's catching on the corner, of course. Just work it back on there. Get it in the position that you want it. And I just chose to put it in a position that would cover my pencil marks so I wouldn't have to erase them. Call it smart, call it lazy. I don't know which one it is. And then I'm going to just take my dimensionals and I'm going to pop this up on the front and I'm going to call it done. So if you are planning on making your Christmas cards, you can start now. There's no harm in that. Maybe it'll get you in the Christmas spirit. I don't know if I'm... So, there we go. There is my Christmas card using the Tree Trimmings stamp set. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you...